How do my kids graduate from homeschooling through high school? So I live in Florida, so I'm only going to be able to speak for Florida. Homeschool Legal Defense, or hslda.org, has very detailed ways for your kids to be able to graduate state by state and all the laws and regulations that go along with it. But for Florida, it's as simple as me filling out their transcripts and me printing them a diploma. In Florida, every year, we sit down with a certified teacher who goes over what my kids have learned that year and tells them, yes, they're doing a good job, and we submit a report to the state. At the end of those years, they have one last evaluation, which is the same as their evaluations every year, and I send that into the state along with a letter that says that I am de-enrolling them from school because they've satisfied it. The way that I did it was I Googled homeschool high school transcript template. I filled it out with all their satisfactory grades and I printed it off, and they have their own version of it. And then I went back to Google and I Googled high school diploma template, and then I filled that out for my kids and printed it off. We satisfied the state requirements, therefore they've graduated. One of my sons went to military, so he did the ASVAB and went into the Marine Corps. The other son went straight to work, so he doesn't have to do the SATs right now. But if he was planning on going straight to college, they would do the SATs and then they would go straight to school. Every kid is different, and I'm not here to pressure them one way or another. I'm here to support them in whatever path they choose. And my military son had no problem passing MEPS with his homeschool diploma. I don't know if there are states that mandate that you get a GED, but if at all possible, try to get them a high school diploma because there's no reason for them to have to take the GED. But again, check with your state to see what your state requires in order for your kids to graduate homeschooling, and if you're the one who handles all those transcripts. Homeschooled kids do not have any restrictions on things like SAT or ACT. They're able to take it just as any other educated child would. Ultimately, homeschooling is not that different than private school, other than the structure of it. But at the end of the day, when the state looks at it, it's just that you're not utilizing the free government program. You're just using an alternative form of education. It's just an alternative version, where I think of the GED as a supplement program for kids who have dropped out of school and need to get their high school requirements. That's what the GED is for. The GED is not for kids who are using just an alternative education program and then graduating. And if the reason that you're pursuing a GED is potentially to do like a last standardized test just to prove that they've done everything they need to do through high school, there's a lot of other tests that you would be able to sit down and take just like a high school senior would take. And ultimately, that's just for your records, not for their records. You can still issue them a diploma. So far, one of my children has graduated early, another one has graduated on time, and we'll see where the rest of them fall. They have no pressure to finish early, and they have no pressure to finish exactly on time because they have up until 19 and they can still dual enroll with college credits. So it can be a little bit more affordable to have them dual enroll as long as possible and then graduate them at 19. In Florida, dual enrolled homeschoolers only have to pay for books. And also, that homeschool diploma is just as valid in a work environment as it is anyplace else. Because if the state says it's valid, it's valid.